From the 101 Recap Book 1. Story and commentary for the movie Army of the Dead. A military convoy in Area 51 is moving a highly classified package, but they have no idea what it contains. A newlywed couple is driving down the same road nearby, and as soon as the wife begins to please him, the guy gets sidetracked. Their vehicle collides with the military truck as a result, setting off a massive explosion that propels the payload into the center of the road. When the soldiers approach to recover it, a zombie known as Zeus attacks them and kills every soldier in his path without showing any compassion. Two soldiers attempt to flee after realizing that bullets have no effect, but Zeus quickly finds them and rips off one soldier's jaw before grabbing the other to eat him. The troops soon turn into zombies as well and travel to Las Vegas with Zeus. That evening, the zombie epidemic spreads throughout Las Vegas, resulting in total mayhem and destruction and the conversion of the majority of visitors and locals into zombies. Mercenaries soon show up in the area to aid in the monster's death, acting both as a job and retaliation for losing loved ones to the monster's attacks. Anyone found to have even a small cut or bloodstain is considered infected and is also put to death. The military arrives as well in an attempt to contain the situation, but the zombie horde grows uncontrollably and their numbers increase dramatically. The city eventually becomes completely shut off from the outside world. A few years later, the government considers nuking Las Vegas in its entirety, but the plan is met with opposition from human rights organizations. Former mercenary Scott gets approached by wealthy casino owner Tanaka while he works at a diner. Tanaka makes a significant offer. He wants Scott to put together a crew to get the $200 million hidden beneath his hotel in Vegas before the government blows up the city. Scott can take $50 million and divide it among his crew if he accepts. Tanaka offers him some time to consider it, and, in an act of good faith, hands over the building's designs to Scott. Kate, the daughter of Scott, is volunteering at a camp in a quarantine zone in the meantime. She assists Gita, a mother with 2 children, in taking care of them both as friends. In an attempt to raise money to leave the camp with her kids, Gita is considering becoming a mercenary named Lily, but Kate cautions her that this is an extremely risky move. Bert, the security guy, interrupts them in their conversation and makes fun of ladies for no apparent reason. That night, Scott dreams of the day he was ambushed by his zombie wife, forcing him to kill her in front of Kate. Motivated by the recollection, he contacts Tanaka to agree to the task, and he then sets out to assemble a group of ex-mercenaries. He discovers Maria working as a mechanic, Vandero in a retirement community, and Peters as a pilot to begin with. These are his old buddies. Next, Scott targets 2 of the industry's biggest names, Mikey, who rose to fame by killing zombies for YouTube, and Ludwig, a bank teller who has an intense interest in safe-cracking. The following day, everyone meets at an abandoned warehouse after taking their old weapons out of hiding. Scott must train Mikey and Chambers to go for the brains because, like Ludwig, they have never slain a zombie. Tanaka then presents them with a mock-up of his casino. Although they can't fly in without getting arrested, they can fly out of one of the towers using the helicopter. Tanaka's strategy is straightforward. The group has 32 hours to infiltrate the city, eliminate any zombies that might still be present, activate the casino's generator, and make it to the vault, which is located at the end of a corridor and will be encircled by traps. Peters can then take them out of there by plane. Martin, Tanaka's chief of security, accompanies them. Finding a way inside is the only problem remaining, so Scott visits Kate, who isn't pleased to see him after being gone for years. She initially expresses little desire to assist, but when Scott offers to split the money with her, she becomes more receptive. In the meantime, Gita begs Lily to accompany her on her next expedition, disobeying Karen's advice. Ludwig learns how to shoot a gun from Vandero in the morning so he can protect himself. They soon arrive at the camp outside of the city, where Kate arrives with a refugee bus and informs them that Lily will be their guide into Las Vegas. Kate attacks Lily after discovering, while leaving, that Gita was lost during the mission and discovering her children alone. Lily reassures her, nevertheless, that Gita was aware of the dangers and that she might still be alive. Kate chooses to join the squad out of desperation to find her friend, which Scott finds objectionable. Bert is chosen to accompany them since Lily says they need one more person before they depart. After Lily leads them through a hidden doorway in a container, the group eventually arrives at Las Vegas, which has developed into a tiny post-apocalyptic nation unto itself. They don't even get a chance to move when they hear some noises and flee, only to see a zombie tiger prowling the area. When it's gone and the team emerges, Lily unexpectedly shoots Bert in the leg and ties him up. Lily brought Bert to be used as an offering for the local zombies, who will leave them alone provided they follow the rules, knowing that he had taken advantage of the ladies in the camp. The group hides once more and observes as zombie queen Athena approaches Bert and lets him get into the Olympus casino with the assistance of another zombie. The group can now proceed without realizing that Zeus is observing from a distance. A massive horde of zombies inside the Olympus is ready to devour Bert, but they retreat when Zeus shows up. Zeus takes hold of Bert, bites off his arm, and then launches him into the throng after checking on Athena's tummy. Zeus then enters a different room where he is imprisoning Gita and two other ladies, pushing one of them up against a wall. They pass through a tunnel full with decaying corpses before returning to the crew. Lily cautions the others not to focus their lights in the direction of the hibernating zombies, or create loud noises around them. The group cautiously skirts the zombies, being careful not to touch them, as Scott places little lights on the ground to guide them. Because she doesn't trust Chambers, he forces Martin to walk ahead of her, and he gets so irritated that he purposefully moves a lamp. Chambers proceeds in that direction and, after inadvertently running into a zombie, stabs him in the head silently to end his life. Sadly, this also awakens two additional zombies, which she promptly dispatches with the same knife. She carefully lowers the final corpse to the ground, failing to see that an arm becomes trapped in a few trays. It just takes Chamber 2 steps to awaken everyone when the zombie's arm inadvertently pushes the trays. The animals in the other room awaken as Chamber opens fire and stabs any zombies that approach too closely, forcing the rest of the crew to begin firing as well. Martin closes the door to keep Chambers and the zombies behind it while everyone is occupied. Desperate to go back to the crew, Chambers bursts through the window, but the zombies pursue her and soon overwhelm her. Though there are too many of them, Mikey manages to shoot a few, but they start eating her. Seeing that she has no other option, Mikey shoots the gas tank she is carrying in an attempt to end her suffering and kill every zombie. After safely making their way out of the tunnel, the group arrives to the casino, where they promptly dispatch a few zombies. They're astonished to find further plans on a table, indicating that Tanaka forced other teams to forfeit their lives in exchange for his money, despite Martin's denials of having knowledge of it. After Lily and Martin check the perimeter, Peters and Maria locate the helicopter, Vandero and Mikey accompany Ludwig to the vault, and Scott and Kate head to the generator. The party divides up. After years apart, Scott and Kate eventually get back together while attempting to regain control. Ludwig's group rides the elevator to the subterranean floor, where additional zombies await, once the generator is operational. A zombie attacks Ludwig as the others start to shoot, and he kills the zombie with pride. The group finds out that the previous team's corpses are still there, and that they were unable to get past the traps guarding the vault after they have defeated all of their opponents. Peters gets the aircraft to start up on the roof, but as soon as he does, it malfunctions and shoots a lot of black smoke. Fortunately, Peters is a mechanic as well, so she starts working on fixing it after extinguishing the smoke. Outside, Martin and Lily come across Athena and her zombie bodyguard. Martin shoots a rope to catch Athena as soon as she tries to pursue them, then starts shooting at the other man. Lily must fire the zombie to save Martin since it is moving quickly, dodging all of the bullets before coming straight at him and overwhelming him. Zeus can hear Athena's death cries from back in the casino as Martin then sits on her and slowly beheads her. Enraged, he drags a woman off with him as he walks away. Martin says that Tanaka and the government are willing to pay a large sum of money for the head of a zombie leader in order to control their own mindless army and win wars, as Lily finds it difficult to understand why he is being so mean. Martin places the head into a bag, and the two return inside with the others. Vandero and Mikey go down, blow up the vault's gate, and bring over a zombie to set off the traps. They had to shoot the beast and bring another one since it turns on them right away. In order to get the zombie to follow the scent of meat, they microwave a hand and toss it in front of the vault this time. All of the traps come into play as the zombie moves, attacking him and exposing hidden weapons, and two walls that rise out to smash the creature to mush. Zeus discovers Athena's body outside as he passes by on a zombie horse. It comes out that Athena had been pregnant the entire time. He examines her stomach and roars with rage before carrying her to the Olympus. There, he takes out an unborn zombie fetus. Zeus urges the mob to exact revenge as he shows them the fetus. The rest of the gang is surprised to see on TV at the casino that the nuclear launch has been pushed forward, giving them till dusk to grab the money and run. The party rushes to the lower level to beg Ludwig to speed up, but he becomes enraged and orders them to keep quiet so he can get to work. Due to the intricate four-lock system of the vault, Ludwig must be able to hear any movement that occurs within that entrance. As he works, Kate checks the emergency escape and appears to lock it, but in reality, she props it open slightly with a zombie hand. Ludwig ultimately opens the vault after much effort, and the team celebrates by beginning to pack up all of the cash in bags. Kate sneaks out by the emergency escape while everyone is preoccupied, and she needs to hide inside an old car because the zombies, including the tiger, are all sprinting in the direction of the casino. When it's safe to move, Kate dashes into the Olympus in search of Gita. Maria is instantly killed by the zombies twisting her neck when they use the elevator to get to the vault chamber a few seconds later. Scott starts battling the zombies, dispatching them one by one with a knife and firearms. Even though some of them move swiftly and put up a good fight, Scott never gives up and attacks zombies until none remain in order to exact revenge on Maria. However, the squad hears more zombies upstairs, so they head out the emergency exit. As Ludwig and Vandero return to the vault to retrieve the money, other zombies burst through the elevator ceiling, forcing the two of them to begin fire. When Zeus shows up donning a helmet to shield him from the bullets, the regular zombies start to die. Vandero chooses to engage Zeus in hand-to-hand combat, but he is easily defeated and slung around like a bag of potatoes. Ludwig hits the zombie from behind just as Zeus is ready to bite Vandero. He then forces Vandero inside the vault, shutting it just in time for Zeus to kill him. Martin, in the meantime, leaves the squad behind and closes the hatch behind him. He discloses that Tanaka never desired the money and that the primary goal has always been to obtain Athena's head, which is worth 10 times the amount of money found in the vault. When the zombies start to get close, Lily uses an electric saw to cut a path through the wall while Scott and Mikey kill every zombie they come across. When Martin goes outside and opens his bag, he finds that Lily traded the head for a coin-counting device, so he doesn't have it. The tiger finds him out of the blue and tosses him around for a bit before devouring his skull. Returning to the squad, Lily closes the breach and they are allowed to exit the vault chamber, arriving at the zombie-infested playing area. Entering the area, Scott, Mikey, and Lily start firing frantically, eliminating zombies around the space as they attempt to get to the other elevator. When Scott's ammunition runs out, he defends himself with several tables until he can get more. A few zombies are able to approach, but Scott is powerful enough to repel them before continuing to fire. A couple of zombies leap on Mikey and drag him down to bite him, while Scott rushes across the tables to pick up speed. After shooting them both and realizing he has no chance left, Mikey lets Scott and Lily get to the elevator before setting off a grenade that would take down the entire group of zombies along with him. Zeus laments the death of his people when he visits this floor as well. Scott and Lily arrive at the roof shortly after, but Peters is still having problems getting the chopper to operate. Zeus appears out of nowhere, and as Scott starts shooting, Lily pulls out Athena's living head and makes a shooting threat. Zeus is repelled by this, so Lily orders Scott to depart with Peters. Lily watches the helicopter lift off once Scott is on board, and Zeus takes advantage of her distraction by tossing her against the wall with a metal rod. Lily tosses Athena's head to the ground in retaliation, and it turns to pulp as it hits the ground. Kate examines the Olympus building in the interim, not realizing that undead Bert has heard her. When she eventually locates Gita and another refugee, the three of them make an attempt to flee together. Simultaneously, Scott is dropped by Peters on the Olympus top and starts to search for his daughter. Bert unexpectedly discovers the woman and promptly murders the refugee so he can eat her. Scott hears the noise as Kate starts shooting him, revealing their location. Kate shoots Bert in the head after a protracted struggle, only to find Zeus and his army has returned. The women are cornered in a hallway as the zombies start racing after them. Kate shoots them all down, bullet by bullet, with the exception of Zeus, who is still shielded by his helmet. Kate finds she is out of ammo when she tries to shoot his body. Zeus starts to sprint in her direction, but just then Scott shows up and detonates a grenade, causing the hallway to blow apart. Following that, Scott, Kate, and Gita ascend the steps to the roof, where Peters meets them. Zeus appears and makes a great leap to join the helicopter as it lifts off. Zeus clings to the edge and attacks once more as Scott opens fire, but Peters causes the chopper to abruptly turn in an attempt to eject him. A struggle breaks out, and Peters is unintentionally injured by a bullet. She nearly crashes the helicopter into the wall after losing control of it, but she manages to right herself in time to see the helicopter take off from the city just before the nuclear bomb is detonated. The mythical metropolis of Las Vegas vanishes into thin air in an instant. Zeus keeps fighting Scott, breaking his arm in the process and forcing him to drop the rifle. Zeus is struck by Kate with a fire extinguisher, but he instantly gets up and jumps on Scott once more, biting him in the shoulder. This allows Scott more time to get his rifle back and finally take off Zeus's head. Peters and Gita are killed when the chopper crashes to the ground as a result of the nuke's shockwave catching up to them. After Kate makes it out of the camp, she meets Scott, who tells her he was able to take enough cash to keep Gita's children safe. Kate bids her father farewell while sobbing uncontrollably, shooting him just before he turns into a zombie. Then, when a second chopper comes to save her, she experiences a breakdown. Vandero comes out of the vault in the wreckage of Las Vegas, carrying a large sum of cash. He wanders for a time before coming across a car and driving to an airport to rent a private jet. As he settles into his new luxurious lifestyle, complete with fine dining and pricey booze, he asks the stewardesses to share a toast. He rushes to the bathroom when he feels lightheaded and notices a bite mark on his arm as the pilot announces that they have landed in Mexico City. Viva Las Vegas! With zombies? A look at Army of the Dead, 2021. Army of the Dead, 2021, is a heist film with a zombie twist, directed by Zack Snyder. Here's a breakdown. Explanation. After a zombie outbreak quarantines Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries led by Scott Ward, Dave Bautista, are tasked with a daring heist. They must venture into the zombie-infested city, retrieve a fortune from a casino vault, and escape before a nuclear bomb wipes out the entire area. The film throws in some extra elements like intelligent, alpha zombies, and a hidden agenda from the casino owner. Criticism. Big budget thrills. The film boasts impressive visuals and action sequences, showcasing large-scale zombie battles and tense heist moments. Character quirks. The diverse cast adds some humor and personality to the team, even amidst the zombie apocalypse. Familiar tropes. The plot follows a familiar heist movie formula, which might feel predictable for some viewers. Character development gets overshadowed by the action. Moral. Army of the Dead explores themes of greed, loyalty, and the human cost of war, even against the undead. It asks viewers to consider the motivations behind actions and the sacrifices made in the pursuit of wealth. The moral message is a bit twisted. Greed can be a powerful motivator, even when the odds are stacked against you. But sometimes, the true prize lies in the bonds formed with your team, not the riches you seek. Easy understanding. Imagine a group of tough guys like Ocean's 11, but instead of stealing jewels, they're pulling off a heist in a zombie-infested Las Vegas. Army of the Dead is a visually stunning action flick with a cool heist premise, and a story that questions the price of greed.